This isn't a plant video, but there are plant pots involved because a viewer did comment and they said a few things. I had the wick at a 90-degree angle when I was testing it, that I was breaking capillary siphon action, and that's why it was dry. And what all that was about is I had a pot that the wick in manufacturing was caught up high, and when the water level would get to a point, it would quit working, it would quit wicking water into the pot, the plant died. So I tested that. I put water in that exact pot. I had the wick just like this. Came back at I think 15 minutes later and it was still dry. Then I added more water. I filled it up to where I knew the wick could get the water, and I came back in a little bit and the wick was wet. Well, that viewer has said that's because I went from 90 degrees to the wick down in here. And they could be right. I mean, I'm an idiot. They could absolutely be right, but there's only one way to find out, and that's to test that idea. Because I think they're wrong and I think I'm right. And the reason I think that isn't because of this pot or the one that was failing. It's because this pot. This is a larger pot, but if I pull the wicking system up, it's the exact same wick. But this is a taller pot. So if the capillary action was broken because of this 4 inches, because of that 4 inches, because we don't count the part that's dangling off, because all the water would have to do would be to wick to here to get wet to this point, and then gravity would do its thing. Well, look at this pot. If that's the case, because there's a vertical involved here, it has to come up to this point in the pot about right there, and then this has to go over. So there's a good 2 inches that capillary action would have to overcome. So if you add 4 inches to that, well, look at this pot. And look at that distance. This wick would do, it's the exact same size wick. So it's working in this pot even when the water gets low. Why wouldn't that same thing apply with this one? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that means it's pseudo-scientific experiment time. And this is what I have come up with. I have a glass. I have the wick system from the Easyplant pot. I have it at a 90-degree angle just like in my video. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add water to this, and I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna set a timer for 15 minutes, and if my theory holds, then this will be damp when I touch it. There should be moisture, you can see it's dry. There should be moisture on my finger when I come back, because I think it's gonna wick up over and it's gonna work. If the viewer is correct, this will break the capillary siphon. This 90-degree will not work. This is just an emergency precaution. I don't think it's gonna drip, but just in case. And if mine's dry, there's another test we can do to see if we can further back up what the viewer said. But here we go. Oh, wait. Let me set, I have a GoPro here. I can get this going, because I'm going to try, I have a clock over here. And if I get this just right, trying to do all this in one take. I have a clock here, and on the clock, Alexa, what time is it? Okay, it says 7:21 p.m. This says 7:22. But I'm going to come back in 15 minutes. Actually, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to make it easy on myself. I'm going to come back when this says 7:45. But let's get this moved over. Let me move my camera over here so you can see that that says 7:45. And right down here's the GoPro. Sitting on an instant ink box. I have a lot of people talk about instant ink whenever I make one of those videos. So let's fill this. And we'll come back in 15 minutes. Is that filming? Yes, that is filming. So I'm just going to fill this up. There we go. 15 minutes starting now. Let's see what happens. Again, just to show, that is dry. Dry to the touch. Not anything on this. 15 minutes. Let's go. Okay, that clock is wrong. It is actually 8:02, but I'm going to pull this up and I'm going to turn it off because I've reached the point. It's actually about 30 minutes now that we've been going. So let's see, my fingers are dry. Let's touch this. Oh, I can feel the moisture. You can barely see it on my finger. There is moisture on this. It hasn't, yes, it has reached the bottom here. Can you see? It's very faint and just a very little bit of moisture. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to reset this. So we're at, on this thing, again, this is wrong. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 8:04 p.m.
Okay, it's 8:04. That's right, I set it forward. I forgot about that. I set it forward just so I would have something to judge by. So it's been almost 45 minutes. I'm going to let it go for another 15 because this is, can you see that? There is moisture there. It's wicking. It's definitely wicking. I think if I give it enough time, it's going to be just to the wet point. Yeah, see? Get this closer here for you. So as I touch this with my dry hands, it's wet. So I'm just going to let this go. And we're going to get it going until it's, I might need to move that because that's going to drop down. But it's definitely wicking. It is wicking to the point that it's starting to get damp. It just needed time. So maybe initially I didn't give it enough time, even though I know that pot didn't work. Maybe I just didn't give it enough time with the 90 degree, and the bringing it down wasn't actually starting a capillary siphon action. It was just time. Time did it because this is definitely damp. I wish, maybe if I had, see, I have a paper towel here, but it's a white one. If I go, oh, let me go to my shop. I'll be right back. Okay, this might be better, this blue shop towel. A little winded because I ran down there. Let me see if I can do this. So you can see it's dry. Look at that. The wet soaking through on both sides. This is wicking even at a 90 degree angle. Ha! I didn't care about being right. I just wanted the experiment to be valid. And now we know. So I have the 2 strips just to double do this here. I'm going to go horizontal this time. Yeah. It's getting a good soak. Look at that. Look at that. Wet. Wet, especially up here. Really wet. Right in that area. And dirty. Yeah. So the 90 degree works. And the reason I knew it was going to work, again, because of this. This has the exact same wick size. And if it will wick this height, I knew that this and over wasn't going to be more than this. And now we know. But thank you to the viewer, because I get what you're saying. I get the theory behind it, and you even had me questioning it. But now we both know that in this case, in the case of the Easyplant pot, my video was right, and it's valid, so therefore I can leave it up. And this is wicking. It's just taking it a while.